Let's now go to the maturity stage. We have sales peak and stabilization. In the maturity stage, sales reach their peak and then stabilize as growth slows due to market saturation. Market saturation means a market that is already full of products and customers. Competition is strong, so companies focus on differentiation, promotions, and small improvements to maintain their market share. Just like cell phones, they have different variations. Strong brand recognition. Pagdating kasi sa market saturation, it occurs when a product has already reached most buyers and making growth more difficult. Example, think of smartphones. When smartphones first came out, sales grew rapidly. That's the growth stage. Now, almost everyone who wants one has already one. Parang katulad sa mga iPhones, kung sino yung mga gusto na magkaroon ng iPhones, meron na silang iPhones, nakabili na sila. Sales are high but stable with only small increases nga lang. Companies like Apple or Samsung mostly encourage existing customers to upgrade. Katulad ng sa iPhone, from iPhone 4, nag-iPhone 5, ngayon iPhone 17 na sila. Yung iPhone and Samsung naman, kaya sila may strong brand recognition kasi hindi sila nag-stick sa US or Asia lang when it comes to selling. They supply their products worldwide para mag-increase yung distribution channels nila. And they also partner with local telecommunication companies. Next is cost efficiency focus. Yung pagkakat ng cost sa business ay pinag-iisipan ng mabuti. Because everything that you will cut in your business will have an impact to your business. Right? If your employee is just a liability, pala absent, not productive, you can terminate and replace that employee for improvement ng business. We have to be practical when it comes to cost-cutting the expenses of the company. Kasi, minsan may mga risk po yan nakapalit. And there are pros and cons as well. Example, in Amazon business, there are third-party sellers na FBM. FBM means fulfilled by merchant. In FBM, all of their operating expenses like providing a warehouse, paying employees, and packaging ay sagot lahat ng merchant. Sa FBA, it means fulfilled by Amazon. Ikaw yung makikigamit ng warehouse ni Amazon. Sila na ang bahala sa mga operational expenses katulad ng laborers na mapak ng mga items mo, electricity, rent, etc. Pero if you will be an Amazon FBA seller, there will be Amazon fees, storage cost, etc. May mga technical risks din yung pagiging FBA seller, like madaming competitors. Example ng cost cutting, if you're an Amazon FBM seller, kung konti lang naman yung mga products mo, why not? Mag-switch ka na lang sa Amazon FBA. Magkakat ka ng cost. Kesa magbayad ka ng rent sa warehouse, pagbabayad ka ng labor, pati operating expenses ng warehouse, sa'yo pa yun. Why not switch to FBA seller to reduce the cost sa business mo? Dito sa pricing, you will notice na kasama na yung costing sa products na binibenta. As you can see the difference in your fulfillment calculator, may labor, may shipping to customer, etc. Sinasama lahat ng cost to make the net profit and net margin accurate. Kasi kapag hindi yan isinama sa pricing, nagiging cost ng pagkalugi yan ng business. Pagka lahat ng business expenses mo ay natatrack mo, you can decide what are the expenses na pwedeng i-cut para makatipid yung business. Now we have the challenges in the maturity stage. One key challenge in the maturity stage is price wars where competitors lower their prices to attract customers. Nagre-result sa pagbaba ng profit margins for businesses. For this one, you must master the art of pricing. Why? Because it focuses on setting the right price to attract customers while maximizing the profit. For example, etong product na to ng headset, tignan natin yung mga previous niyang price. Etong kulay blue, ayan yung FBM seller. Etong yellow-orange, Amazon. Eto namang pink na to, it's FBA seller. Okay? Now, Ang nakalagay dyan sa price niyan ay 44 and 99. Ito yung mga magkaka-kompetensya. Let's say 44 and 99. Let's look at the ROI. Ayan. Ang ROI niya, $12.55. Profit per unit niya o sa kada isang benta ay $4.02. Now, eto yung mga tinatawag nating operational cost. Let's say kung taxes, dapat meron to dito. Kung may VAT yan dyan. So, let's say 1. So, as you see, lumiit yung profit per unit, right? And then, yung product cost, let's say, nabili to ni seller ng $25 lang. And then, shipping cost, let's say, $7. And then, CPC cost is cost per click cost. Kada click ng item na to, nagbabayad yung seller dyan. Ayan yung profit per unit. Ito yung ROI niya. Ito yung FBA fee niya. Yung sinasabi ko kanina or yung fulfilled by Amazon fee. Yan yung kalalabasan. How about if we can see this, merong 39 and 99 nung around April 1. Kung 39.99 naman natin isa-set yung price, nakikita nyo bang negative na lahat? Is it practical na babaan mo ng husto yung price para lang makipag-go ka sa kompetensya? If you can see na pula na to lahat, hindi siya practical, tama? Bottom line, you have to master the art of pricing. And then next naman is we have slower growth. Slower growth happens when there are fewer new customers entering the market. Because of this, it becomes harder for businesses to increase their sales and revenue. Ito siya. Companies must then focus more on keeping existing customers and finding new ways to stay competitive. I know someone who are selling motorcycle parts and accessories. Ang ginagawa nila doon sa mga products na hindi nila mabenta ay pinaparaffle na lang nila yun sa social media. Halimbawa sa helmet, say 4,000 pesos talaga ang price ng helmet. Pagka hindi nila mabenta yun, magpaparaffle sila ng 100 pesos each slot. Let's say 100 pesos times 100 slots equals meron ng 10,000 pesos siya doon. Kahit sabihin nating 75 slots lang yung tumaya, mayroon siyang 7,500 na pera doon. Pero kung 50 slots lang, meron na siyang 5,000 noon. Eh, di ba yung mga Pilipino mahilig sumugal? Yung iba nga, sumusugal sa maling tao eh. So siya, pinaparaffle na lang niya yung mga items na hindi niya nabebenta para nag-i-increase pa rin yung revenue niya. Tsaka para nakakapag-engage siya ng new customers in that specific business. And next is customer retention. When we say customer retention, nagpo-focus to on keeping existing customers engaged and encouraging them to continue buying from a company. To achieve this, businesses create loyalty programs, rewards, and special incentives to make customers feel valued and satisfied. Example, a coffee shop offers a loyalty card where customers get one free drink after buying 10. This motivates customers to keep coming back instead of switching to competitors. And next, avoiding product decline. Avoiding product decline means businesses continuously improve and update their products to keep customers interested and maintain sales. Instead of letting a product become outdated, companies introduce new features, designs, or versions to stay competitive para hindi siya maging obsolete. Example, car brands such as Toyota update models like the Toyota Corolla with new designs and technology to prevent decline in sales. Diba dati may Toyota 2010, 2017, yung Toyota 2026 na, yung sa Corolla.